Dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
She does not know her beauty. She thinks her brown body has no glory. If she could dance naked under palm trees and see her image in the river, she would know. But there are no palm trees on the street, and dishwater gives back.
Look at me now, look at me now. I was born. I was born, yeah.
Why did you sit in the back of the bus?
About the third stop from where I voted the bus, there were some white people got on, and they took all the front seats and let one man stand.
In a little tent.
And when the driver saw this man standing up,
just like the river I've been running.
he didn't, the passenger didn't ask for a seat at all. They didn't say anything, but just found a place to stand. The driver noticed him standing, and that is when he told the four of us to let him have their seats. Which meant that four of us would have been standing, and then this man would put on the occupy one seat, and then there would be three vacant seats.
But you weren't supposed to sit next to a white man.
That was the rule then.
So you did not get up?
No.
Do you know why?
Yes, because I didn't think I could have to do already paid my fare, and I'm sure he didn't pay me more than I did. And I didn't think that once we take a seat, even in under segregation conditions, that we should be made to stand up in a crowded bus.
Are you bitter over it?
Not at this time. In fact, during our protest in Montgomery, we did have some white people who joined the movement, and they suffered a great deal. I felt that it was, in fact, Dr. Martin Luther King himself, that it was not a black and white issue, but it was right and wrong.
Right. So you didn't hold it against collectively all white people?
That's true. I did not.
What then did you do with your anger?
I tried to use my anger
with
I
my
tried
hand
to have
held out like
as
this,
little
and I say
anger
to
as
my brother,
possible. I
I
tried to
say,
use it
brother,
to help
help me
people who were suffering, and many who were discouraged and did not have the courage to try to take a stand
Oh,
for
he keep
themselves.
doing.
Do you feel, Rosie, that this movement has been a success?
It has made we have made many improvements from way back then when we had incarceration segregation, but we still have many challenges to face, and we have many problems to solve.
By the grace of
You
God,
have
I can
faith?
stand on my
Yes, I
2
still
feet
have
and look
faith that it is possible.
Carry on. It's been a long, 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 long,
I want to ask you a question, and that is,
long
what
time
is
coming.
in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for
It's been a long,
what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint.
I believe it. Do you believe
Number
it?
one in your life's blueprint should be
One day,
a deep
one day,
belief in your own dignity, your own
change
worth,
gonna come.
and your own somebodyness.
Somebody say yeah. Say yeah.
Really pass meaningful
Say
laws.
yeah.
It is not necessary to pass any more laws.
One day,
There are already enough laws on the law books
one day,
to protect an American citizen.
change is gonna
You
come.
only need additional laws when you're dealing with someone who's not regarded as an American citizen. But whites are so hypocritical. They don't want to admit that this black man is not a citizen.
One day,
So they classify him as a second-class citizen to get around making him a real citizen. If he was a real citizen, you'd need no more laws. You'd need no civil rights legislation. Civil rights is, when you have civil rights, you have citizenship. It's automatic. White people don't need laws to protect their citizenship because they're citizens. But they don't want to tell us we're not citizens. And at the same time, they don't want to pass laws that are meaningful enough to protect us as if we were citizens. And the Supreme Court desegregation decision is the best example I know. That's a law from the Supreme Court. 10 years have gone by. No desegregated schools. It hasn't been implemented beyond, I think, 9% in 10 years. So this just shows you the hypocrisy of the American white man. They talk out of both sides of their mouth.
You might be able to create in this country a nation that was built on a sense of community and equity and fairness. And as we know, many of those dreams, the hopes and dreams of the nation, began to crumble in the later 60s. And so I end up coming into adolescence at a time when the tensions between the races, even in a place like Hawaii, are becoming more pronounced. And sort of the identity politics that is so pronounced today was already starting to come to the fore. kids in Chicago have a much smaller margin for error. I mean, if I had been in the same place psychologically and mentally growing up here in Chicago, I could have ended up in jail or worse. And that's what happens to so many of the young African American and Latino men in this city. They've got as much talent as I do, they've got as much potential, but if they make a mistake, they don't recover from it, because the pit that they can fall into in a big city like Chicago is so much deeper than the ones that I fell into.
A dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope.
Survival demands that we grapple with it. Men for years now have been talking about war and peace, but now no longer can they just talk about it. It is no longer the choice between violence and non-violence in this world. It's non-violence or non-existence. That is where we are today.
All of these things represented strife. But we must see that the struggle today is much more difficult. It's more difficult today because we are struggling now for genuine equality. It's much easier to integrate a lunch counter than it is to guarantee a livable income and a good, solid job. It's much easier to guarantee the right to vote than it is to guarantee the right to live in sanitary, decent housing conditions. It is much easier to integrate a public park than it is to make genuine, quality, integrated education a reality. So today we are struggling for something which says we demand genuine equality.